We're going to get right into it. This is, I think, a heavily requested class, something that many people are going to be needing to know, especially if this is their first experience going through a bull run. They've held on through this accumulation, bare, boring phase of crypto, and now when profits are beginning to kick in, what do you do with those profits? There's a lot of things to consider. Toby and I have been able to navigate bull runs in the past, I think quite successfully. Not to toot our own horn, but we are happy to pass on whatever we have learned in that journey onto you guys.
Yeah. So with that said, let's talk about taxes a little bit.
Exactly.
All right.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people, not just U.S. citizens, people have to deal with taxes with cryptocurrencies. Governments are waking up all over the place of the profits that they could be making, skimming off the top of the people who are making profits in cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
So when you're cashing out and you're buying property or citizenships, what have you, keep in mind, depending on how you're going to have either short-term or long-term capital gains tax. So there are strategies for limiting your tax liabilities that are completely legal. I definitely, if you're really not familiar with it, if this is your first time dealing with taxes with cryptocurrencies, I think it's worth it. I hired a professional tax accountant to help me, who is I've dealt with actually 3 different ones. And for my very last tax, I finally found a really good one, which I'll be recommending to you. But
the other one sucked.
At least once, I think you should meet with a tax professional and ask them for strategies that they recommend for limiting your tax liability regarding cryptocurrencies, whether it's, holding cryptos a little bit longer, selling cryptos at a loss so you can counterbalance the profits that you've made, gifting them as, if Christmas presents, birthday presents, wedding gifts, what have you, baby showers, give them the gift of Bitcoin. You can, again, be a crypto evangelist in that way. Also, there's ways like you can purchase cryptocurrency through your IRA. And in that way, when that, or 401k, and when those start paying out, that's when you get taxed, not necessarily in the meantime of buying and selling. But definitely something to be aware of. I know a lot of people can get stressed about this, get anxious about it, put it off. I think you should meet that tax bull in the head and go head to head, face it, and meet with a professional, ask your questions, get an understanding of what you should be expecting when it comes to paying taxes, and again, ways that you can limit yourself from that, obviously.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to want your taxes too, because they just sent out another round of letters for people, the IRS did, so they want your crypto.
Yeah. So I have worked with, I'm not trying to trash anyone really, I've worked with Archer Tax Group, which was great. It was great. And then there's just a little lack of communication, which is why I went on to someone else. But he was really knowledgeable with crypto, and I am comfortable recommending him, Archer Tax Group. Also, the person that I was recommended for this time around for my last tax, for those of you who are thinking of renouncing and dealing with different citizenships, this tax guy was actually really familiar with it, made me feel very comfortable, as well as with crypto. Joe Rybin. For those of you who are watching, get your pen and paper. His name is Joe, last name Rie. Where did I write it down? Hold on. Did I write it down?
Yeah, had it somewhere right here. Reiben.
Reiben. You can pay these tax guys in crypto as well, which is a benefit as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then also, if you want the Citizenship by Investment program, Jennifer
Marlin, J.H. Marlin for St. Kitts
Bitcoin.
and Nevis. She does take Bitcoin or Ethereum for her fees. I think it's still it's still relevant. Yeah. She was great. I definitely am comfortable recommending her as well.
It was really difficult for us to find somebody good.
Yeah.
Like really difficult. I
Yeah.
really had to scour
And that's
the
another
internet.
that's another thing. Work your network. Do your networking skills now within the crypto community. There's tons of social platforms of, Facebook groups, YouTube, Telegram channels, what have you. Like, go out and network as best you can to find highly recommended tax guys, highly recommended lawyers, highly recommended over-the-counter trading desks if you need it, or whatever. I think it's all things definitely worth exploring while you still can before it's too late.
Yeah, so and keep in mind, when you're selling things and you're putting your investments maybe into riskier assets, just keep in mind that has to be taxed if you are a U.S. citizen or you are one of those taxed countries.
If you're an expat and you are outside of the U.S. I believe, you can be in the U.S. for 1 month a year. Mm-hmm. And if you're outside of the U.S. for 11 months, then you are liable for paying tax on income once you hit $150,000 a year.
105, right?
I thought it was 150.
Something like
let's say more or less $100,000 a year. That's your threshold. Otherwise, but regardless of if you meet that threshold or not, you have to file taxes every year because you are a U.S. citizen. And the only way that you can completely relieve yourself from that is to renounce. There's lots of other benefits from that as well. I did a video on that if you're curious, but.